Eugene Andreotti is a true ambassador of aviation in Minnesota. As a lifelong Minnesotan, Gene grew up in Roseville and graduated from the University of Minnesota. Gene was destined to contribute to Minnesota's flying history when at only a few months of age, his dad, a 2001 Hall of Fame inductee, pinned his World War II aircrew wings on him. He met that destiny some years later when he enlisted in the Minnesota Air National Guard and went to pilot training to earn wings of his own. As he moved through the ranks, Gene held many positions, including Chief of Safety and Chief of Maintenance, all while continuing his command pilot activities flying the C-97 and C-130. In 1988, while serving as Lieutenant Colonel, Gene was appointed by Governor Perpich as the Adjutant General, becoming the first and only air officer to be appointed in the state of Minnesota. As Adjutant General, Gene had the responsibility for the 133rd Airlift Wing in Minneapolis-St. Paul, the 148th Fighter Wing in Duluth, and the Red Bull Division of the Army National Guard. During his tenure as Adjutant General, all three major units won many national awards and received outstanding federal recognition. Under General Andreotti's direction, both Air Guard units, Camp Ripley, and numerous training and community centers received considerable state and federal funding for upgrades and modernization of facilities and equipment. One project which Gene held close to his heart was creating the self-contained navigation system and getting it installed on all C-130 aircraft. Gene went on to connect with all factions of the Minnesota National Guard. With 13,000 members located throughout the state, Gene worked to visit and listen to everyone. General Andreotti was also instrumental in keeping the Minnesota Air Guard bases intact and functioning after a move to close them during the Congressional Base Realignment and Closure Act. He lobbied for funding for newer aircraft and facilities to keep the Guard units up to date with their global mission. With the first deployments to Bosnia and the Middle East, Gene was thinking of how the families were dealing with the stress brought on them by that disruption of family life. Family assistance centers were established wherever the deployed soldiers or air personnel were from. He also established a youth camp primarily for children of Guard members who were deployed. Last year was the 28th year of the youth and teen camps. Gene continues to go to camp to meet the kids and families and let them know how much he cares. Gene also founded an early STEM program in 1993 geared towards inner-city students. Today, the program has served over 50,000 students. He continues to support and promote the National Guard, engaging in any opportunity he can to speak about the great opportunities available. Gene truly put his heart and soul into aviation and his community. So many that knew him and who served under him believed in his vision, his leadership, and his active involvement in promoting and supporting aviation in Minnesota. We are very proud to induct Eugene Andreotti into the Minnesota Aviation Hall of Fame.